Okay, let me share. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Here we have our IT support and also our board member, Mehdi Ahmadi, that is going to have the very first technical explanation about the MailChimp for us. And I hope that we can have this kind of classes or sessions more and more in the future. Thank you for giving us this great opportunity. If you want to present yourself and start the session, that would be great. Thank you.
Sure. Hi, everyone. This is Mehdi. I've been working in IT for more than 6 years, and I've been working on CRM tools since 2019. I've worked on different CRM tools, including Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, and some similar tools as MailChimp. I just introduced to MailChimp, so I'm pretty new to MailChimp, same as you. However, there are a lot of similarities between MailChimp and the other tools that I've been working on. Okay, so let me share my screen and okay. Okay, let me start with the MailChimp. And so what is MailChimp? MailChimp is a email marketing tool or a CRM tool, customer relationship management tool. So whatever you call it, mostly what MailChimp do is to help users help companies to send out emails and manage the email marketing. So MailChimp is pretty big, so I'm not going to overwhelm you with all details. You definitely can work on more details later. So today I'm going to give you a high overview demo of MailChimp. And if you have any questions, feel free to just unmute yourself and ask your questions or drop your question in the chat so I can check it. Okay, let me start with the audience, and then I'll come back to campaign. So what is audience? So audience means the contacts, means as its name, it's clear by its name. Audience is our audience, the people that we want to reach out. So mostly when we talk about audience, we can say they are our contacts. Okay, so now first let's go to the audience dashboard. So in the dashboard, MailChimp give you an overview of audience and what are the audience are. You can see tags, you can see recent growth, and even you can have other ideas too about where the contacts came from, and even the demographics. Before I forgot, MailChimp has different versions. The version that we are using is the free version, so some of the features are limited. If we want to use other features, we can switch to the paid version, but this version is kind of limited. It works for us, but if you want to utilize it better, we can consider switching to the paid version. So I'm gonna talk about tags later. Just keep in mind what are the tags. We have tags here. Okay, let's go to all contacts. So here are the audience or contacts. As you can see, as you can see here, hello, we just started, so you're a good time. As you can see here, we have the email address, and we can also add first name, last name, and other information too. So that's one of the best practice, is to use the first, try to fill out all of the fields. Don't leave it blank. If one thing that it's very important is to how we can add contacts or add audience. There are two ways, or more than two ways, but mostly you can add it one by one, like this, add a subscriber, as well as import data, import contacts. Let me, because Zora sent me some contacts, so I hold off on that to do it right now, so I can show you a real demo. You can there are three ways, right? You can import from another service, which is we don't need it, that we don't have another service to use it. You can upload it as CSV file, or you can copy and paste it based on your preference. I choose copy and paste, and here, give me a second, I'm gonna copy the contacts Sura sent to me, and paste it here. So here's the problem here. So when you copy and paste it, make sure that there isn't any blank here. I'm not sure if there is a blank, what happens. Maybe MailChimp figure it out, but I would recommend to just clean it out before import it. Okay, so I just copied it, and now I'm cleaning it up to make the import. And that would be better if we have the name, last name, but we don't have it. I don't have it actually. So just click continue to organize. Okay, so here there are two status. It's subscribe, unsubscribe, non-subscribe, claim. So I would recommend to use subscribe, because when you use subscribe, we are going to talk about that how we can have a newsletter and have people sign in or subscribe to our newsletter. So that would be better to put subscribe here. So when you put subscribe here, you choose subscribe here, so people are automatically add to the list, so they don't need to subscribe later. You can also click here, and what this checkbox do, it just check if there is any duplicate contact, is gonna merge them together. And here is the tag. Here are the tags. What are tags? So we have three definitions in the MailChimp. We have tags. Come back. See if I can show. We have tags. Same as in social media, you tag something, right? You tag, for example, you tag something, for example, tag college students, tag, I don't know, small businesses, tag nonprofits. For example, here, last time I imported the contacts, I created 3 tags, right? College, general public, and nonprofits, institutions, and yogis, right? And we have we have groups, which you can, I believe groups, it's in the paid version. I can find groups, but basically tags and groups are kind of, you use tags and then you can group audience. And and then we have segments. So these 3 concepts are pretty similar, just one with one small difference, and that's tags and groups. When you add contact, you add them to the contact, so they kind of merge to the contacts. But segments, you use segments to sort the contacts, or to group the contacts, or to search the contacts and then segment them. For example, you have a couple of contacts here and you want to segment them into universities. You can do it, right? And I will show you later. Okay, so here we have tags. So Zoran, do we have any tag? Do you want to have tags? Any tags for the contacts here?
You can always put others, and then we can transfer them later on. Huh?
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just added others, right? And then I can continue to match and finalize. 1 column will be imported, 0 column will not imported. So it says, okay, we are good. So the 1 column is going to import it. Finalize import. 31 contacts will be updated and added to the audience, right? And complete import. Okay. Let me get back to the audience. And you see they're added to the system, or in the process actually. Sometimes it takes a while to be updated. Okay, so this is all contacts, and we already covered import. Any questions so far? Any item that you need to?
So every time that I have new contacts, I can do it individually, insert them manually, or I can create a list of them and merge them into the audience group.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can
Yeah.
add
Yeah.
a subscriber or import them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, all the contacts come here. You can see here, and you can manage them. See, we have groups here. Yes, I was looking for groups. Groups, segments, tags, and you can see all of the things: import history, export, and you can also export the audience too. So if for any reason do you want the audience list, you can export it. And obviously there are some settings that I'm not gonna get into it, but you can see there are a lot of settings here that you can.
And Mehdi, we can send an email to all the audience, or we can divide them based on the tags that they have. No, for example, to college people.
Yes, correct.
One kind of. Can you a little
Yes.
bit explain that?
Yeah. Let me go toward the demo, and I'm gonna explain it later. It's in the demo. It's in the demo. Okay, so here we have all contacts. We already covered that. So other things that I want to talk to you about is is sign up forms. So there are a lot of forms here, right? You can see there are a couple of forms here. I'm not gonna explain, I'm not gonna go one by one, but one thing that is very important for us and very useful to utilize that, it's subscriber pop-up. And what is subscriber pop-up? You see here, for example, if you go to Groupon, after 5 seconds, something pops up. This is called subscriber pop-up, and you can have it in your website, right? So I already started something. You can see, you can set image here, and you can change here, right? Change the text. You can add some other parts here. For example, address, first and last name. You can change the subscribe. For example, you want to put it there in the middle. You want to you want to, for example, when you click it, change the color change, and you can go to the layout and change the layout. See, there are a lot of layouts. You can change the style, the color, the font size, and even the font. And also there are settings that you can change. For example, I want so for example, in the website, you want it to be slided or to be modeled, comes right in the front, in the middle of the page, same as Groupon. So we can use model here, and you can change the overlay capacity here, or you can. It's very important here. It's display, so it's better to say, okay, after 20 seconds, when people come to the website, after 20 seconds, have it pops up, right? Okay, so now I can save it and publish it, right? And here I can add our website, and then here there is an HTML code that this code needs to be added to the header of the website. So, for example, in the WordPress, you can install some plugins. For example, insert header and footers plugin in WordPress, and then you can just copy and paste it over there, or you can do it in other ways. Anyway, this needs to be added to the header of the first page in the WordPress. And then after that, you can check the connection, and if it's already connected, you see there is a checkbox, or success pops up here. And what it's gonna do is when people goes to the website, people can enter the email here, and then automatically they're gonna their name, their contact details automatically are gonna add it to the audience list. So that's the sign up forms. You can also use the contact forms to create contact us forms, which I believe we already have in the website. So there is no need to that, but just to give you an overview of one other tool here. And as you can see, there are a lot of you can do tons of things with the forms. I'm still exploring it, because I remember other tool that I used to use, Pardot. The tool was The tool is named Pardot. So in Pardot, you can enable cookies and then create a form. So when people enter their emails anywhere in the website or sign in, you can track their actions. And then you can, based on that, you can send them some emails, right? That's how their website works. So you go to the website and click on something, and 5 seconds later on the other website, you say, okay, something pops up. For example, you click on, okay, I don't know, I want some HDMI cable. And you go to another website and say, okay, there are a couple of HDMI cables in Amazon pops up in my website, in the web page. And what happens? That's how it works. And you can also integrate forms with other tools, or you can embedded forms, or you can also use form builder to do other things. Any questions so far? Or we're all set, we're all on the same page? Okay. Okay, so I just finished the audience, and let's see if I believe already. Okay, just go to the segments before we move on to the campaigns. So as I mentioned before, you can have tags and groups when you create accounts. So what happens if you created accounts and then you make a decision, or for example, I want, let's see, I want people with first name, the people whose first name is, for example, John. I want to segment them and send an email to them. Or I want to, for example, the people location is, for example, within 25 miles, I can send them an email, right? Or a lot of other things, right? You can see, for example, the date added, for example, the date added before, I can say a specific date after, for example, 1 and see, because we already added all of them at the same time, all of them. Sorry, you can see 468 contacts pops up, right? And then you can save the segment or send the campaign, right? Save it and send it as a campaign, right? An email campaign or Facebook campaign. And you can see you can choose the columns, for example, what columns I want to save, what column see. For example, you want to just see 2 columns. You can manage it here, toggle columns, right? That's the segment. Okay. The other very interesting tools is automations, which unfortunately automations is only active in the paid version, but it's a very interesting tool because with automation you can manage, you can organize. Let's see if I can show you in the paint. For example, you have here audience, right? Okay, let me just explain that. You have email audience here, right? Okay, so audience. Then you want to send them an email right after they signed up, right? And if they answer it, you want them to you want to send them another follow-up email. If they don't answer it, you want if they don't answer it, you want another email sent out 3 days later, right? 3 days later, and it's going on and on. So you can manage your efforts. It's very good, for example, when we have events, right? We have events. So we started email marketing, for example, 90 days before, right? And then after 30 days, we sent first email on 90 days before, right? And then we see if people open that or not. If they don't open it, send another follow-up email. If they open it, just leave them, right? And just send them an email a week before. But if they don't open it, send an email a month before, then another follow-up for 15 days before, right? So you can manage, you can do whatever you want, and you can have a lot of conditions here. So it's very powerful to have the automation tools. Unfortunately, this is the free version, so I can't show you how it works, but I hope I gave you an overview of that. Is there any questions so far? Or we all or everything is understandable? And just give me a feedback if I'm going too fast. Just please let me know, because I'm usually fast. So if at any point I'm fast or have any questions, feel free to speak up. Okay, so let's go to email campaign. But before that, I want to show you something. So if there is an automation, right? If there is an automation, you can, when people sign into your newsletter, you can automatically send them an email and say, okay, thank you for your subscription. More emails or more info will come later, right? You can do that. It's very easy to do it, to automate it in the paid version with automations. But in this situation that we don't have it, what can we do? So there is another way that we can do that. Let's see if I understand. Yes, you can go to the audience and the settings, audience name and campaign defaults, right? And then here you can check that. Send a final welcome email. When people opt in your audience, send them an email welcoming them to your audience. The final welcome can be edited in audience form designer. So here you can design a form, right? That's actually an email. I don't know why it's called form here, but anyway, that doesn't matter. Form or email. You can create a form, create an email and send it to them, right? So that's one thing that I want to touch. Okay, let's go to the campaigns and create emails. Actually the most important part. First of all, when you want to send an email, you need to have a campaign, right? You need to have a campaign. So what campaign does is to track everything, right? For example, this is the campaign that I created for for the youth program, youth climate action program, and let's open it. So I created a campaign and sent an email. This is the email, right? This is the email I sent, and you can see the HTML source, right? I can play with them if I wanted to change it, or plain text, right? And obviously details, right? The time, delivery date and time, and everything else, right? Okay. So let's go to the view report, and obviously you can replicate it here. Okay, so here's a good thing about these tools. they track and then show you how, even they show you the clicks, right? So it show you, okay, 1,300 recipients, right? 428 opened. I can even see who opened the email, right? Who opened the email, right? And there is something called bounced. Bounced means, so you send an email and the email is not delivered. So there are two terms here, soft bounce and hard bounce. So what hard bounce mean is, for any reason, it's permanently undeliverable, the address. For example, you have an address of the email address of a person in a company and he's no longer with that company. So this is called hard bounce. And when there is a hard bounce, MailChimp automatically delete all the hard bounce emails or audience from your audience. So you shouldn't worry about that. Also, there is another term called soft bounce. Soft bounce means that's a temp situation. That, for example, you send an email, if for any reason it's not delivered, right? MailChimp doesn't do anything, do nothing about that. Just do it, send it again, MailChimp send it again. You can send it again, or in other campaigns, it sends again. And after a couple of, or a few soft bounces, a few unsuccessful soft bounces, MailChimp consider them as a hard bounce and delete them. And also there is another thing called unsubscribe. So people can unsubscribe from the form, right? With the reason, right? Unspecified, no longer interested. It's interesting. Spammy content. So that's one thing that I want to remind you. When you send an email, be mindful about the links. So that's one mistake that I made. That's the last email I sent. There are a lot of links over there, right? Opening. Let's see. There are a lot of links here, right? And people are scared to open all of the links. So just be careful about the links, right? Be mindful about the links when you're sending the emails, okay? And so that it shows you the rate and even shows you some funny interesting things, right? For example, it shows you, it evaluates the content and tell you some ideas, or also can tell you about the links that open, or the hours breakdown, or with most opens, and even interestingly shows you the location. So it gives you a lot of information to work on and to just give you can analyze those data and based on that find the best practice. Okay, so we just covered the campaigns, right? So now I want to send an email, right? I'll go here, create email, right? An email, so you can have a regular email, plain text, or template. I'm gonna choose plain text, right? And see here, you need to have a campaign, right? Course campaign. Begin, right? And here, you see, here you can choose entire audience, segment, or a group or new segment, right? For example, I want to send an email to just college people, right? So I click here, or I want to choose this one, okay? And you can also use the segment here, right? So you can play with them. So just tags, groups, segments, whatever works for you, right? And then, or I can say to entire audience, right? Here, email object, subject is where the other point, the other tip here is be mindful about the subject, because it's very important when you send an email. The first thing that each person looks at is the email subject. So try to use a very like I don't know, fascinating, like mind-blowing, something that's eye-catching. That's eye-catching. That's the term that I was looking for. Some eye-catching subject, so people be interested in that. And here you can also, from name, you can choose whose name is gonna shows in the from. So here Esteban is the name. So I would recommend to change it to UNESCO BMW. But it's up to Zora. If you want, we can change it now or later. But anyway, you can see there are tracking options. There are social media. You can connect it to the Twitter, connect it to the Facebook, and auto post all of the emails to the Twitter, to the Facebook. You can do a lot of things here, right? And you can say use inbox to manage replies. When enable replies to this campaign will send to your audience inbox, right? So that's good to be checked. And you can also merge tags here too if you want to check that. Okay, so here I have the plain text, right? And here I can use the merge tags here, right? And then I can go next. You should replace content. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm just trying to go fast as I can. Okay, you're all set, right? So this is a test, and you can send it, right? You don't want to send it right now, right? You can even schedule it, but I don't think the schedule is working. Let's see. It's working. Oh yeah, it's working. No, it's not working. See, this is for paid version. And this is about it, but let me save and exit. Let me just save and exit. Okay, let me go to the campaigns, and I want to show you something else. Oh, maybe. Okay. Okay. So here, this is one test that I was working on. I just created today to just play around. Okay, here I use I use yeah, here it is. So I can choose regular email, and with the regular email, there are more options here. So you can add pictures or text box or blocks. You can do a lot of other things here, right? And wait a second. See here, there are a lot of blocks, right? You can work on style, to page, heading, header, body, footer. You can change the colors. You can do a lot of things here. But you can also manage blocks here. You can edit them. You can delete them here. Or you want to show delete? Yes. Right. And you can click here and you can type something. Right. On goes. Then you can add video, you can add code, you can add images, right? See, I click here. Right. Just drag it here, right? And already have the image. You can upload the image here or use the image, or you can also use the GFIS too. This is called Content Studio. So you can see, you can even, as I mentioned, it's for MailChimp, it's the sky's the limit. You can even promote your products, logo, and you can even use GFIS here. See, some funny GFIS here too. But say I want this picture to be added, right? Choose that and insert it, right? You can have a banner here. Yes, there are a lot of things you can use. You can use even a template, switch templates, save design as a template. You can here use previews and okay, let me show you this one. So this is a preview mode, right? And that's the other best practice. So before sending the email, make sure that it's seeable in desktop version, mobile version, and computer version, especially mobile version, because a lot of people use mobile version, right? See, it's pretty good, right? So people can see them in their mobile version. So that's the other thing. And then continue. And here is the other best practice that I would recommend. Send a test email before send it to everybody. Because if you send a bad email, so here's the thing, you can gather the audience one by one, but with one bad email, you can lose almost all of them or half of them, right? So it's very important to make sure that everything is good. So use the send email. Send test email. So just before sending over, you can send test email, right? Send test. And you receive it in your mailbox, and then you can check, okay, everything is good, I'm all set or not. And then based on that, you make sure that it's okay or it's not okay, or it need to be modified. So that's the other thing that is very important. And you can't, let me show you. I'm refreshing my Gmail to show you how it looks like. Come on, Gmail. Sorry, give me a second. I'm refreshing my Gmail to show you the email. So here you can see a Steven. That's the name, Steven, and that's the subject, right? And I'm clicking here. See, this is the 1 minute ago, right? So do that. Do the testing before sending over the mass email, because as I mentioned, it's very important. So when you're ready, You can just click send, and that's it. It's gonna send and give you the report later. And you can also share the campaign on the Facebook, on the website, on every place you want. Okay, there are a couple of other best practices that I can tell you, but I rather to send you later. I can send it to you if you want. For example, how to so if the emails goes to spam, how make sure your emails are not going to their spam folders. You can also, there are other best practices about the managing the contacts, how about the engagement, which I'm not gonna bother you today, but if you would like to know more, I can send you the links, or I can, if you have any questions, I can answer now, or if you want to just review that and later send me a question, definitely happy to answer whatever question I can answer. This is one of the resources that I use, and see it explains bit by bit, and even the MailChimp by itself has very good help text. Okay, let me chat here. Can we have it? Yes, sure. Yeah, we are recording here, and Zorajan, if you send them, sure. If you drop your email here, we can share it later with you. So let me stop sharing, and see if there's any question here. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Is there any question here? We all set.